Losing at the World Darts Championship is not just the end of the road in regards to the dream of being world champion and picking up the £1 million prize money the Alexandra Palace is the theatre of dreams in the darting world, but also potentially a nightmare. For some players, not only losing the World Championship means that dream is over, it also means the professional darts dream could be coming to an end. Because by losing on the Alexandra Palace stage, it means they are going to lose their PDC tour card. They needed a run, they didn't find one, and at the conclusion of the opening round, we can look at a list of players who are going to lose their PDC tour cards. Before a dart was thrown, Robert Owen looked likely to do so. He now looks safe due to defeats for the likes of Matt Campbell, the Canadian, who played in the World Championship for the 6th time this year, losing out in the opening round to Adam Savannah Unana. His tour card has been in place since 2022, a regular in regards to the World Championship, the World Cup, and obviously the UK Open as well. No longer a tour card holder. If he's going to get his tour card again in next year, he needs to go back to Q School. And from what I hear, he's going to go give it another go. Wants his card back, wants to bounce straight back onto the tour. Stephen Burton, someone who's been here before, knows what it's like to lose a card, knows what it's like to win it back. He got it at Q School in 2023 via the Order of Merit, but has found success when he's been away from the main professional tour. 3-time winner on the Challenge Tour. 3 times he's been at the World Championship. 3 times he's lost in the opening round. This year, though, losing out to Martin Schindler 3-1, where he won a set for the first time. In the past, losing 3-0. Ryan Searle and Alexander Merckx being the players that beat him on that occasion. This first round defeat, though, very significant because it means he just misses out on the top 64 positions. Marion van der Boogaard currently holding on in that last spot to keep hold of his tour card, but Stephen Burton's has gone. If he wants it back, he goes back to Q School. Someone else who's been very familiar with what life's like away from the professional tour is Chris Landman. He reached a Lakeside final, losing out to Andy Bartons a couple of years ago, but hasn't quite found the success on the Pro Tour. He's played in the World Championship now on 3 occasions. His win, and his only win on the Alexandra Palace stage, came back in 2022 when he had an upset victory over Scott Mitchell, losing out to Ian White on the second round on that stage. Wasn't a tour card holder then, so it wasn't affected, but needed some wins this year. Hasn't found them, which means he will have to return back to Q School. If he's going to stay on the professional tour, Ryan Searle dumping him out 3-0 in the opening round. Probably the biggest name of them all on this list, Jose de Sousa. Now, we kind of picked up on this on the channel about 18 months ago that the slide had begun, and I get a few comments. Matt mentions Jose again, absolutely, but yeah, he's now lost his card. He got to the World Championship, gave himself an opportunity to defend that, but this is surprising. The winner of the Grand Slam in 2020, runner-up of the Premier League in 2021, 11 Pro Tour finals, winning 5 Players' Championship events. You wouldn't imagine that a few years after that 2021 Premier League final that he'd be losing his tour card. But here we are. Lost his card. Now, I have heard he's going to go back to Q School to try and win it back, shown that he's still got enough retained ability. The qualifier was exceptional, wasn't he? Averaged around 95 for the majority of that event, so certainly showing that he can still mix it up with the very, very best. Put in a decent performance as well in the World Championship, but lost out to Ricardo Petresco, who was the last opponent he'll face as part of this tour card. Been on the tour for a while, just like Steve Lennon. 2017, Steve Lennon made the switch over to the PDC, picking up his tour card for the first time, and his best years came early on into that tour card spell. 2019, picking up the World Cup of Darts final. That's fantastic. Reaching the World Cup of Darts final alongside William O'Connor. Quarter-final in the Players' Championship finals in 2018. Also reached a European Tour final that year. Steve Lennon, I feel, is somebody who will bounce straight back to the tour. He's done it before, come off, straight back on. And I think that's the same situation here. Far too strong for Q School. I think he bounces straight back on again. Last time I went to Q School, he breezed it. I think that will be pretty similar here. Andy Bartons breezed the WDF Tour. The WDF World Champion, picked up the Lakeside Trophy a couple of years ago. Got his tour card off the back of that and has failed to impress. Disappointed as Andy Bartons. Surprisingly so. A lot of people, myself included, thought he'd do well. Certainly reached the top 64 as a minimum. Hasn't quite worked out for him, has it? Will that always be the case? No, I think this is going to essentially be a bit of a wake-up call for him. He reached the World Championship, said he put extra effort in. Devon Divenbode called him out on the interview, didn't he? And Andy Bartons has shown that he can compete when he puts the extra in. I think Andy Barton's now, after losing his card, will go, right, got to do this properly. I'm going to go to Q School, get my card back, and have a proper go at it. And I think we see a better version of Andy Barton's with a second instalment of a card. Maybe it all just felt like part of the process when you got it the first time, but maybe this is a bit of a wake-up. You can't just turn up and win when you're playing on the Pro Tour. You've got to be at your best. Maybe a topic for another video, but something I'm not overly keen on is when players lose their tour card but kind of keep them. They get a new one via a different system. Nothing against Owen Bates here, but Owen Bates, losing his tour card, gets one back off the development tour. I've never been a keen follower of that or prescribed to it. I think if you're a tour card, you shouldn't get those privileges. We saw it with Matt Campbell, didn't we? Where he was a tour card holder that picked up a title but couldn't get the Grand Slam spot or the World Championship spot because he's had it for a couple of years. I think I'd like to see that here as well, because yeah, I'll save that for another video. I'll save that for another. We'll move on. Adam Hunt's been on the tour for a while. First went to Q School back in 2011, 14 years ago. Qualified for the World Championship on 4 occasions. Early defeat here, though, means that he's not going to be keeping hold of his card. If you're going to keep your card, you need to make the World Championship and the Players' Championship finals each year. He hasn't made the Players' Championship finals. He made the Worlds by the qualifiers. So that meant he needed a bit of a run. Gave Gary Anderson almighty scare here in this one, but Gary Anderson taking him out, which is quite ironic, because Adam Hunt was one of the players that Gary Anderson actually used to support. I don't know if he still does, but he used to sponsor Adam Hunt. So, interesting there that he's took him out, Adam Hunt, back to Q School. And two more players that have lost their tour cards, Puha and also Matty Denon. They're two players who made their debuts at the World Darts Championship but did need some deep runs in order to keep hold of their cards and wasn't able to do so on this occasion. That doesn't mean, though, that this list is complete. There could still potentially be more cards being lost. Mario van den Boogaard at the moment is currently holding into position, but not by too much. Darren Beveridge is the first person who could be a threat, but he would need to reach the 4th round, winning 2 more games to knock Mario van den Boogaard out of position, which does mean, or looks to be, that they are safe. Robert Owen would have been getting ready for Q School when the World Championship started, but now looking in a very safe position because he needs 2 people to go on a bit of a run. That would mean 2 players that are left in the tournament would need to reach the 4th round stage to knock Robert Owen out of a position, which means that run at the Grand Slam of Darts for Lucas Venig is the one that has saved his card. We thought it may have been significant at the time, but my, what an almighty run and effort from him. Getting in as a qualifier, the first round defeat of the World Championship doesn't appear to have affected his position. He's looking strong in regards to keeping his card. If I was to make this prediction right now, I would say those top 64, including Marion van der Boogaard, are going to save and keep hold of their cards going into 2026. Anyone else would be going back to Q School. But we've seen big runs before. We've seen shocks and surprises. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section if you think this list is complete or if there's going to be any more changes. And I will catch you very, very soon for some more Edgar TV.